And welcome to 30 and Nerdy's Afternoon Delight. I'm AJ.
I'm Brady.
My name is David. Apparently, I want to talk over everybody to try and get my voice out there, and it's just not working.
Just get it out there, David. Brady's looking extra wet tonight.
I'm warm. My glasses are fogging up from my face.
Damn. So today we're going to talk about, because in our main show, we've been talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, we're going to talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe that nobody gives a shit about, the Fox one. This one is not with Disney. So
Good.
X-Men and Deadpool essentially is all it is. And along with that, last night, Brady and I just watched Deadpool 2, and it was wonderful.
It was an awesome movie.
Now, I'm going to preface this with, I've seen every X-Men movie, and I actually like them. So there's not an X-Men movie I don't like. I even like the shitty-ass...
Wolverine one.
Yeah.
Which one? Origins?
Yeah.
I like that one because the game is, I think, a lot of fun. And it follows basically that movie storyline.
I think the game's better than the movie.
That could be. But I like Hugh Jackman, so
Yeah.
I don't...
whenever he's Logan,
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Hugh Jackman is really good.
I'll be there.
Huge Jackman.
I said huge Actman.
Huge.
Huge.
We call him Huge Jack Offman, too.
Oh, there we go.
I'm trying to see how much Deadpool made.
While you're looking that up, I know another financial figure.
Ooh.
Spoiler, Brad Pitt's in the movie
Oh, yeah.
for 2 seconds, and he made
900?
$986.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought it was going to be like 1,000.
No, 2 seconds of work got him $986.
That's an expensive second.
That's a really, yeah.
Did you find the stat? I can't get this cat. There we go.
Jesus Christ.
My God.
What
Oh, the huge manatee.
Where did you learn how to drink your
Okay.
soda?
So let's see
Wolves.
here.
Seeing a wolf open a bottle of pop takes forever.
Liter of soda.
So this is, I'm looking at like June 3rd. Because normally they have the updated stuff on IMDb, but for some reason I'm not finding it on there. Oh, there we go.
Liter of cola.
Okay, so total right now, budget was 110 million estimated.
Wow.
Opening weekend was 125 million. So they made their money back and then some.
They
And then
got their
gross
nut.
worldwide was 733 million.
Not bad.
So that's even better than some of the MCU PG-13 movies.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a lot of the Thors and a lot of the 2s made, in the 600 and 700s. So, I mean, that's not bad.
Well, I think Deadpool 2 is better than Deadpool 1.
Well, and
Easily.
Deadpool 1.
You could tell they
Made.
had more budget.
Yeah.
Well, Deadpool 1, we're going to look that one up now.
Some of the CG was
58
iffy, but
million.
It always is.
And funny, that one made 135 million. It's first weekend of opening. Then the total gross worldwide so far is 783 million. So, I mean, the second one is making a lot more money a lot faster.
Yeah.
But made less money the first weekend. But still had twice the budget.
Well, good for them. I'm glad.
Kablamo.
And that makes me
That's
happy
what you
that
call
R-rated
smash hit.
movies, like that's why I'm hoping Venom is going to be an R-rated movie because it's Venom. You can't have a PG-13 Venom.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
You can, but you shouldn't.
You're looking at Disney Cinematic Universe now, and Disney needs to keep everything family friendly and
I
clean.
think Venom might still be somebody else's.
Sony?
I think so.
Yeah, I think because isn't Spider-Man?
Right.
Isn't that Sony
No,
as well?
Spider-Man went to Disney now.
Dude, all those Who's characters, it makes my brain hurt. Like,
It's so weird how that happens. I mean, you'd figure that Marvel would have just been like, all right, this one company, but I guess it's kind of smart to spread your kind of. I mean,
Yeah,
because
don't put
if
all
you look
your-
at like the Wheel of Time or other things that put their money
So
and
what?
time into a company that sucks and you get a bad product.
Yeah. So what happened was back in the day before big comic book movies were a thing, Sony bought the rights to like X-Men and Spider-Man. Well, Deadpool also happens to fall under X-Men as well as all of the enemies from that. So that's why they have Deadpool now. Well, they bought Spider-Man to do the Spider-Man movies with Jerry Maguire. Or
Show me the money.
show me the money. You know who I'm talking about.
Toby.
Toby Maguire.
Toby.
Anyway, what happened was, so this is before Marvel Studios became a thing. So Marvel sold the rights to those and said, okay, as long as you're producing, you can have the rights to these.
That's why that shitty Fantastic Four movie came out.
Yep.
Because every single one, back when they had Michael Chiklis, and then when they tried to reboot it,
I didn't
with,
mind
The
those.
most recent one
with
wasn't
the-
that bad.
the Black Hal Jordan, which I liked.
The newest Fantastic Four.
It was better than the second or the one before that.
I highly disagree.
It was better than the one where Michael Chiklis played the Thing.
No.
I think we can say that all the Fantastic Four movies sucked.
because I remember the first.
I remember
we
one being
deserve
like
better.
halfway decent.
I remember the first two with Jessica Alba and Captain America.
Yeah, Jessica Alba can get
Hey,
on
Captain
this
America
dick.
was in that
He
one?
played the fire. Human
Oh, Hal
Torch.
Jordan.
Yep.
And then the other one with
Flame on!
the guy from Whiplash. What's his name?
J.K. Rowling.
No, the drummer guy.
Oh,
He played.
Mike
He played Hal
something.
Jordan on that one, didn't he?
No, he played the rubber guy.
Yeah, he played Rubber Boy.
Oh,
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, yep.
That movie is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. With my
See,
human
that's-
really? Like, I watched it and it's like,
It's dog shit.
I mean,
Because they spent so long building up, and then the last 5 minutes was action. And
oh, yeah, that's kind of true. I mean, I don't know. Like, I went to the fucking drive-in and I watched Suicide Squad, and I thought it was a fun thing that I watched. I don't get so fucking ass raped over these movies like some people do.
I
Where
don't.
it's just like,
it's not. I'm.
oh, fuck, you're fucking my butt.
No, I'm not that invested in the characters. Just as a movie, it was a
Yeah.
bad piece of cinema.
I don't know.
See, I like the second one better
I'm
than
so-
the first two, but they were bad as a
To
whole.
each their own.
I'm like poplar wood, like really plain. I could be used in anything. I don't care.
AJ's a basic bitch.
Essentially, I mean, I'm gonna go to fucking
does-
Starbucks after
He does
this.
have a what is the latte that everybody likes? The autumn one, the pumpkin
Oh
spice.
no, I don't like pumpkin spice
He
flavor.
doesn't want you to know the level of his basic bitchness, but it's true.
I
He has
love
two.
pumpkin
He has
pie.
a pumpkin spice
Pumpkin
latte in
pie.
each hand. One
No.
cold, one hot.
I like pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin bread, but I don't like pumpkin flavored drinks because they can't get the pumpkin flavor correct. I do
They're
like
homemade.
a large
He's a
mocha
hipster basic
frappuccino
bitch.
with triple shot of espresso
Ooh.
and caramel drizzle. Thank you. And a plastic straw because
For
I'm
Lord
a
Voldemort.
hipster. Fuck your paper straw.
Paper straws.
I don't know. I'm just trying to make people butt hurt
Oh,
now.
I'm surprised that isn't a thing.
Well, it's almost
Wax-
Christmas time, so we'll
wax
get
coating.
Oh,
for the
yeah.
cup.
Red cup, you suck, you red cup.
Where's Jesus?
Where's the cross on this cup? Why does it just have to have a snowflake? Is it because snowflakes drink it?
I think it is.
What's the deal with Starbucks? It's like the angry writes Jerry Seinfeld.
He's just an old decrepit man.
What's the deal with Starbucks?
I must say, Jerry Seinfeld ages quite cool.
Yeah, he's great. I love him.
Just very chill. Very walks around in jeans and his shoes.
Yeah.
Or like tennis shoes.
He's probably got FU money.
Oh
too.
yeah, he definitely has
definitely
fuck
does.
you money. I mean, he did one of the largest, most popular shows of
B
all time.
movie.
Oh, B movie has been translated into every single language across the world. The entire script gets printed on the T-shirts all the time.
You don't see that with any Scorsese film.
Yeah, fuck Scorsese. B movies where it's at. Which, by the way, I had never seen that movie until recently.
Yeah.
And wow, what a dumpster fire. So I guess I much like Poplar would, I do catch fire sometimes because that movie, you know what though, it was shit, but I still was like, you know what, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue, is like everybody overplays just how terrible movies are. And then I watch them and I'm like,
Yeah.
I watched The Dark Tower. There's
Yeah.
nothing that's going to be worse than that.
One thing I did want to say
I walked out of Dreamcatcher almost.
I see. I didn't mind Dreamcatcher.
Oh, it's so.
I mean, I also never.
it's so
I haven't
garbage.
ever read the novella.
I guess
the book.
that's where my butt gets raped
Oh,
is
Sandy.
Stephen King.
yeah,
Stephen King movies.
Well, then
and
you
they're-
were in perpetual sandiness then.
Oh, I definitely am. I am a sand vagina.
hey, Thinner wasn't that bad.
A Thinner was okay.
I didn't mind 1408, but
1408 was all right, except for they added that jump scare that they didn't need when they were in the vents.
with the body of the other person who crawled up in there.
Yeah, it was pointless.
Yeah, the whole.
It was really cool when the power went out when we saw that though.
Whoa.
I'm trying to remember
Yeah, we went and saw it at Ankeny.
the Fridley theaters,
Fridley?
or
Yeah,
whatever they're being called now.
yeah, and so we went and saw the movie up there, and there was a huge storm going on outside, and the power went out, like right when the power went out in the movie, and we were like, "What the hell?"
Oh,
We thought it
4D.
was like part of the experience, and then they're like, "Sorry, power went out."
Coming with their little orange cone flashlights.
Yep, it's cool.
You were gonna say Brady though.
Deadpool 2 is much gorier
Oh.
than the first one.
Most definitely.
Like
See,
it made my skin crawl, and I have a pretty big tolerance to gory movies.
Yeah, like I'm surprised I was as okay with it as I was, especially once they all started fighting naked, like in the beginning with the
In that bath, the Japanese bath.
that
house.
whole part. I was cringing.
Was it
Dude.
like what is it? Eastern Promises? Do you see a bunch of wiener?
No dicks.
Like a
Sadly,
Viggo
the one
Mortensen.
penis that they could have showed was blurred out.
It was, yeah.
Yep.
because then it would have to be an NC-7. No,
No,
because you're allowed
because
to.
we watched
You can show penis.
Super Troopers after that, and there's a part where Rob Lowe is like literally speed punching a penis, and then he like tugs on. He's like honk honk honk.
But like, I meant the one scene that sticks out is
You
when
have to think-
in that bathhouse scene, and he swings down on somebody's head, and it doesn't cut him all the way through, and his head just splits open,
Yeah,
and you're like, oh,
Reminds me of like the old Mad TV comics that the library used to have them when I was a kid.
yeah.
And they used to, and I don't think it was Mad TV, but it was something like
Magazine?
Mad. Yeah, but it was something like Mad magazine.
Cracked.
I can't remember, but it was something where it looked like Mad, but
Penthouse.
yeah, they had
It
that at the library in the
split
kids
open.
section.
Dear Penthouse.
But they had like all these gory things, like people being axed or something like that, like you're killing your grandmother or something. In these, I don't know, I can't remember. I just remember that it was at the library,
Christ.
and I think
Wow.
I don't think they looked through them. They're just like, oh, it's Mad magazine, chuck it in there.
This is an Ed Kemper graphic novel. Keyword on graphic.
Jesus Christ, he's gonna fuck that head stump. There, mother. Now you've been fucked.
And there were some tearjerker moments too.
Yeah, KJ actually cried. So I mean,
There.
I'm an emotionless asshole. So
We're husks, yeah.
I could have told you that.
It's a good. It was
no, it's really
It was
good.
very, very good.
Highly recommend. And
Who's
it-
the villain in this one? Oh,
Cable.
no, Cable.
Yep.
Sorry, I knew that as soon as I said that.
yeah,
He's
Cable was
badass.
fucking awesome. But then there's another villain, and I don't want to spoil it because it
Is it-
wasn't spoiled at all
Yeah.
through anything. And I'm surprised they kept that so quiet.
Yeah, I didn't hear a single thing about it on
Anywhere,
after it was
yeah.
released or anything.
It was
Is it
like
the end scene
everybody's like,
credits?
No, it's
No.
it's in the movie the whole time.
like it's a big chunk of movie.
big
Sweet.
chunk.
Does Cable end up becoming a good guy, or on the good guys?
Sorta.
Because that's how I kind of envision the movie. That Cable, who was one of my Cable and Bishop, were my two favorite characters from when I used to watch them on Saturday mornings, when you only had like 3 episodes where they started. Because I think it got canceled after a while, and they went to the future, but they never got to, finish that story arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that he's a good guy. It's just that he realizes that he and Deadpool want the same thing, kind of.
Yeah.
World peace.
Oh, definitely.
and dubstep.
Yep.
In the end, racism.
That's yeah. Go out and see it if you haven't already.
Highly recommend. Pick it up at your local Redbox if it's there.
Or Blockbuster should have it.
Blockbuster
Hey, there
will
is one
have it.
Blockbuster still around, I think.
Is there?
Yep.
Yep, there's one.
Yep.
It's not the one in Alaska that that John Oliver gave all of that Kurt Russell stuff to.
Yeah.
Oh, did that one close down? Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it is. So
Doors probably froze shut. You couldn't get in.
but anyway, so yeah, if you're a fan of this podcast, I'm pretty sure you'd be a fan of Deadpool, and I think you should watch it.
Indeed.
Don't pass it up because it's just a second movie. Because I know that we were kind of shitting on the second movies of DC, or not DC,
Well,
of MCU.
we do that to all their movies.
And, you know,
Besides AJ, because he loves them all.
yeah. I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies and I just don't care. I think that's my issues. I just don't care.
Just another movie.
See, that's my problem. Is
Just
that
an
I've watched so many.
old-fashioned movie.
'Cause, I mean, you and I have watched just
Thousands
of movies together, and I've watched. I wish I could remember what the name of the movie is because it's about a group of people who go to Mars, and
Mission to Mars.
no,
Is it-
it's like a B or a C or D flick. It's not a. It's not an A or. It's probably a C or
Is
D.
it Sharknado in like 9?
It's basically Sharknado, but in space with no sharks.
They,
What
they
happens
do
in it?
have a Sharknado space movie.
Oh, do they? Okay,
Yes.
never mind. It's not Sharknado in space. So something happens where the Martians were there, and there's some breathable atmosphere, and they're looking for it. Basically, everybody dies, I believe. And I can't remember what happens if somebody gets infected with.
Is that Schwarzenegger movie?
No, it's not. It's not. There's no.
That's not Total Recall.
There's no famous people in this movie that I can recall. And the reason I liked it because it was about outer space and finding Martians and all this kind of stuff. But there's one guy who they did not ever get his lines like synced up with his actual picture, so it was always like just a hair behind.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh my word, this is gonna drive. And it was probably like a 2-hour movie. I was like, oh.
You watched that?
Yeah.
Oh God, I would have shut that off.
I was already invested, and I was
That's-
like, well, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound now.
Yeah.
That's a definite will not watch anymore if the syncing
The
is
dubbing.
off.
But it was only on
I'm
him.
like,
it was only on him though.
Did
It
they
wasn't
have
on
to
anybody else.
redo all their ADR's lines or whatever?
probably they probably were making so much noise inside of the soundboard or the sound room, whatever, that they just couldn't salvage
fuck
lines.
it.
So they were like, all right, you have to go in and redo your lines. Either that or when they recorded his vocal track, they didn't clap track it correctly. And nobody bothered to actually double check when they synced it all, synced up all the.
This isn't what's
vocals.
going to ruin this movie. The rest of it is.
Or what if it was, if they would have synced up his vocals, everyone else's vocals would have been off that millisecond.
You got to take the bullet, Steve.
All right, black guy,
but
you're taking the fall again.
No, it was actually I think a pasty ginger, if I
Oh,
remember
okay.
correctly.
Ah,
And
who
he
cares?
died because he was running out of oxygen because they had like their little module, and then literally he unhooked his thing because he wanted to go out the way he wanted to, and then literally like 30 seconds later they found the little Martian thing that had breathable air in this tunnel. I was like, well, it was probably for the best that he's gone.
Yeah. Unsynced lines are gone. I'm happy again. He should have died 30 minutes earlier.
But I still like the movie,
Yeah.
so that's how I
mean, yeah, I can watch hot garbage. It's not, unless it's Stephen King. And I think it's just because I already know the story. So the issue comes when I've already read.
Yeah, when the source material's jacked up.
And like I've read Deadpool comic books and the source material isn't jacked up. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So-
No, I meant like they jack up the source material in the writing of the movie.
Oh yeah,
what I meant.
yeah, that's what I meant. But
Oh, okay.
but I was also stating like, yeah, and I've read Deadpool stuff and it's perfect.
Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool.
Yeah, it's really funny because he was like, heartthrob and everything, and now he's like, well, I'm old and I'm gonna play Deadpool now.
You get David. I know you like this. You get a lot of good shots of his costumed butt.
Yeah, really good shots of that.
He's got quite the plump ass.
He's got a really fine man ass.
Well, he is as a because Jeremy Clarkson. I remember because do you remember watching him when he was on Top Gear?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, because Jeremy kind of leans in close. He's like, do you have anything down there? Because I mean, he's good looking, rich, you know, in shape, has everything going for him, has a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's just like Braille down there.
That's funny.
So, Dave, what have you been up to?
Nothing really.
Wow, cool, awesome. We'll talk to you.
Well,
Good episode. Wrap it up.
Because I haven't. I've, as you saw when you came downstairs, I've been working on my painting a little bit. That's about it. Because I didn't really. My Xbox Live went into whatever Never Land because that card got was
Turned off.
yeah turned off, and I never got a new one, which is fine. Because I canceled it because I was like, it's terrible rate, all this kind of jazz. And so my Xbox was coming off that card. So I just never re-upped it. And then I was like, well, I'm not really missing it because I'm not playing anything that I need Xbox Live right now for.
Well, they are going to start bundling Game Pass into XBL
Oh, are they?
Gold. So this
Well,
might
that's-
be a good time to jump in.
There's another thing they're doing with Game Pass, where if you pay $33 a month, you can get an Xbox One X for 2 years.
Like a lease?
Yeah, lease to own Xbox One X for $33 a month
That's
for
not bad.
2 years. So you end up paying $600 something.
Okay, so that is bad.
But think of all the free games, and you get an Xbox One X.
See, I would really only care if I had like a 4K TV or something that could really utilize it. But since I have an older 1080,
Oh, I thought you
P.
did have a 4K.
no, I still have that one. I mean, the nice thing about my TV is that it's like 120 hertz refresh.
Yeah.
So it's not super fast like the 240, so it looks not real, but it's not slow like the 60 hertz.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's right in
mine.
that perfect sweet spot.
Our TV has like that True Vision LG thing on it, and it makes it just. It looks like a soap opera.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Oversaturation.
Not that, but just the way they move. It's too.
Oh,
crisp.
because it looks like it was recorded on video instead of
Yeah.
or it was recorded in
And it's like it makes
60
it
frames.
look super smooth, but at the same time, like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't think this is what they want a Blade Runner to look like.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't done much. Didn't play anything. Because I did download Doom back on my PS4.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to jump on that, but I haven't had a
Original?
chance to. No,
New?
whatever the new Doom, not new
Just Doom.
but Doom. Because I played it a little bit, and then I was like, I want to get some other games, and it's like 64 gigs. So I was like, I'll delete Doom, and I'll come back to it later. Now I'm coming back to it.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
and
fun.
then just editing the podcast and all that kind of fun stuff.
I played a game other than Destiny for like an hour.
And which one is that?
Assassin's Creed Origins.
New games I've been playing. So Xbox Live Pass had this game come out called Graveyard Keeper, and it's just like a Stardew and it's just like Stardew and it's just like Stardew Valley, except for you.
This is all staying in there, by the way.
That's fine. Except for you tend a graveyard and then you become a cleric, and it's fun. I've never had so much fun autopsying bodies and putting them in graves. It's all done in like pixelated art, so it does look a lot like Stardew Valley. It's probably harder than Stardew because there's just so much crap you have to keep up on. It's insane. But it's that game you play when you just want to mindlessly like zone out of everything, and then you forget that you're existing and you're just playing. And which is really nice because I'm having to redo all my prescriptions because all my medicine stopped working for me. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, it's weird how that just happens. It's just like I'm riding a high, and then out of nowhere, it's like, man, it'd be really cool if I died. Oh, that's probably not a good way to think.
That's weird how your brain will just be like, nah.
I think it's because the version of depression I have is pretty much untreatable. It sucks.
So,
So
War of Six Fronts, Guardian.
there's one way to treat it, and it's illegal to do so. So, and it's with mushrooms.
Hookers. Oh,
Now, would marijuana do anything to it, or
Marijuana might help. I don't think when I'm high, I disassociate a lot because usually probably because I've always smoked shit weed in the past. I'm sure if I were to try something like with edibles where it's a lot more of a mellow body high, it might help. I'm not 100% sure. I know though with mushrooms, you microdose the psilocybin or whatever, and so you don't trip, you barely feel anything from it, but it changes the way that your brain sends and receives all of the happy, feel good stuff, and it just makes it work.
Huh.
They said that it's 100%. So far has 100% working rate with people who have PTSD.
nice.
It completely takes away their PTSD. So it's something that could definitely be looked at and viewed into, and our government's just like, nope.
I think.
because big lobby prescription?
Oh yeah, it's money.
Yeah, but I don't see why they couldn't just make it into a prescription. I don't understand why they couldn't just be like, oh, just use a little bit of that ground up mushroom and form it into a pill and make it like an XL release, and then there you go. So then you have an extended release micro dose of something, you know.
Yeah. And I think with weed, it reacts differently with different people.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be good for depression. At least for me, I know it wouldn't, because it sometimes makes me more depressed.
Yeah. That's happened to me before too, where I've gotten high and it's just
Like
bottomed me out.
like when I was in high school, I could like smoke so much pot and function and be normal. But now it's just like I'll just sit and stare at the mirror, just like, who the fuck are you? So you don't even know anymore, do you? And then I'm like, whoa, man, that's not cool.
Yeah.
I've literally done that like 5 times. Like I'll be washing my hands and just make eye contact with myself. Like, well, hey,
There you are, stranger.
here you are, fucker.
I hate
And I'm like, oh, I need to go eat some chips and sit down.
So one thing I do genuinely hate is when I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm super tired and I gotta piss, and when I go to wash my hands and I look at myself and I'm like, who the fuck am I? When did I become this? Like in my brain, like I never went past being like 18.
Yeah.
So whenever I wake up and see this, I'm like,
So I was thinking about that today because I'll look at because school just started,
yeah.
and I'll look at kids who are coming in. And I'm like, I don't feel like I look way older than them. I know I do, but
yeah.
in my mind, it's hard for me to be
Yeah,
like
and that's the funny thing. Like people in
these
of-
little douchebags. I probably could fit in with them. And I'm like, no, you couldn't. You're an
Nope.
idiot.
Hello, fellow kids.
It's me.
You guys want to play Beyblades?
I got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards in my backpack.
Stranger
dead-
danger!
in my dead-
Stranger danger!
in my Deadpool backpack.
My Adventure Time snapback. Man,
Uh,
no, those kids probably don't even have Gen 1 Beyblades. Fuck them.
They all get the
That's the
left-handed
funny thing,
spinners.
though, is like everybody like in my age range to me still looks super young and everything. Like when I look at KJ, I'm like, dude, you still look like you're like 22, 25, you know, or, you know, like Brady still looks like he's like,
14.
yeah, he still looks super young.
That's what the beard's for.
You haven't changed at all since I've like met you. You don't even have gray, which that's the one thing I got is
I have some strands of gray
do ya?
that my wife will find and then yank out.
Yeah, like
You're not going gray and
My
bald.
friend Brandon recently posted a picture and like half of his hair is now gray, and I'm just like, when did we fucking become old? When did this happen?
That's like my cousin.
it's like
years
I,
ago.
I listened to fucking death metal. How am I old?
Yeah.
Years ago, when my grandma passed away, and we had to, well, didn't have to go back, but we went back to New York,
Yeah.
and I saw my one cousin. It was really annoying because he was an early bloomer, so like I was very late. Didn't get, my legs didn't get hair, all that kind of jazz. Till I
Yeah.
was like 13, 14, and
Was he
other kids were like
banging in, like, sixth
11.
grade?
I don't know, but
Oh, he's like one of those kids who, like, at 10, he's growing a full
yeah,
mustache.
like he could grow a beard at 13, 14.
Yeah,
It's like, son of a.
those
That's
people
like the
pissed me off.
like when I was a freshman, the senior class, they were like Spartan, full-grown, massive men.
Yeah.
I know. I look at kid like
And
there's a
it's
kid
like,
I
why are
work
you
with
at
who's
high
in high
school?
school, junior, can grow a full beard. It's like I hate you that you can
I
grow
can't
that.
even do that.
I can grow like I have the stupid patch right here that just won't come in. But anyway, so he has like salt and pepper hair, and that was years ago. And I was like, well, and so I was talking to my wife and sisters and stuff. And I was like, what would you rather have? Would you rather be going like talking about me going bald or have salt and pepper? Like going bald. I was like, I'd rather be salt and pepper and have hair.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have like snow white hair and look like a fucking wizard.
I'm
That,
Gandalf.
yeah, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to. Even though I do have some of that MPD coming in, where like I'll be bald.
You
some
get the
point.
island out there.
Yeah, like I think that's what's gonna happen. So one day I'll have a skullet, but that's why I've been growing my hair out again because I know it's the last hurrah. So it's like, all right, AJ, you have to decide now. Do you want to be AJ with short hair for the rest of your life, or do you want to be AJ with long hair? And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going long hair again.
Well, what would on your mom's side of the family? What was all their hair like? Did they have full?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's where your hair comes from. Is the mother's.
Well, see,
Not always.
Yeah, not
Lola
always.
got my hair.
Yeah, because my grandpa on my dad's side is bald. My dad is bald. Most of my uncles on my dad's side are bald or balding. And
Well, you got-
David's
my
on his way.
mom's dad has hair, but I mean, it's thinning, but it hasn't changed in like 30 years
Yeah.
that I can remember seeing him. I mean, it may have thinned a little bit, not to any
You
degree.
guys should get like the most badass toupees ever, though. Like where it's obviously fake.
That would be
I
pretty
want to
dope.
be that guy.
Like, I want to get a high top fade. I'm going big.
I want that done in toupee form, please.
I want to. You do realize you're white, right? I know. I love Kid and Play. I'm sorry. Give it to me.
You remember crisscross, wiggity wiggity whack?
I'm bringing it back.
Hell yeah.
Bringing it back, wiggity wiggity whack.
When I go and ask for that wig, I'll have to have my my Run DMC, like the giant clock.
Yep.
And,
Wear a Wu-Tang
white
shirt.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang's for the
shoes.
family.
Fubu shoes.
I love all the members. All hold on, let me look it up. All like 9 of them.
Are they like Slipknot, where there's 70 of them sitting on the stage? But I think that's a perfect place to
Yeah,
end
we
our,
should definitely wrap up our short show so we can do our long show.
word. Well, this has been 30 and Nerdy Afternoon Delights, breaking every Friday at 12:01. Besides one time, but that's because we couldn't get together.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Well, that's my fault.
I don't even remember.
Apparently, Brady was smoking pot, looking in the mirror.
Who are you? Who am I?
Where am I supposed to be
Who is this? Why'd you say that name? Why'd you say that name?
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
Because I'm the only one in the fucking room right now. You talking to me?
But anyways, I've been AJ.
Brady.
My name is David. Have a
I'm
wonderful
Brady. My name's
weekend and
Brady.
afternoon.
Bye.
What'd you say your name was?
Brady.
Well, the first time.
Brady.